Good morning, students. Last class we have studied with the steam power plant, that is boiler, turbine, condenser, and pump. So we have studied how the steam is going to flow, what is the function of boiler, what is function of condenser, what is function of turbine and pump. Then we have used Carnot-Pepper cycle to derive the efficiency and in terms of enthalpy and in terms of temperature also. Then we have studied boiler and pump both are working with the isentropic process, and condenser and boiler both are, these are working with the isothermal process. So we have derived the efficiency. Then we have studied what is work ratio. Work ratio is nothing but net work done to the turbine work. So that also we have studied. And steam specific steam consumption. So total steam consumed to the net work output, that is kg per kilowatt hour, we have studied that also. And drawbacks of Carnot cycle, as I said, Carnot cycle is having operating with the isothermal and isentropic process. Usually it is very difficult to maintain isentropic process and isothermal process in all the four equipments. So it finds really impractical. So today we are going with a more practical related thing, that is today's class we are going to explain simple Rankine cycle with efficiency, Rankine cycle with superheating, comparison of Carnot and Rankine vapor cycle. So this much in this video we are going to these three points, and next video we will upload again with a continued portion. So now I want to go for simple Rankine cycle. So simple Rankine cycle, it has more little bit more practical. Later we are going to go for actual Rankine cycle with other things. This is also a Rankine cycle where I will draw just PV and HS diagram. In the Mollier chart, actually we have this fashion of graph. You can check in your Mollier chart, that is steam table. By solving the numericals, we'll go for that. So here we are finding in the this one Carnot cycle as a rectangle, but we have got one curve, extra curve, which is, see, 1 to 2 this turbine work, we know that. This is 3 to 4 is pump work. Here in these from 4 to 1 it is heat added, heat supplied, and from here to here it is heat rejected. So what is change in this is work done, this turbine work and compressor work both are isentropic. Again you can see the straight lines. And condenser work, there is no change as of Carnot cycle, but only change is boiler to turbine. See, when 4 point is inlet of the turbine and fifth point is fourth point is inlet of boiler and fifth point is exit of boiler. Within the boiler, what we are in Rankine cycle, what he is saying is, within the boiler steam is not maintained at constant temperature, and that is it is not going with the isentropic process. So it has a curve. Later again he is maintaining constant temperature from 5 to 1, that is exit of the boiler. This portion whatever I am speaking is inlet to outlet of the boiler. So this consideration he has done in the Rankine cycle. So just I have written some points. it is comparatively it is having more practical. This cycle is more practical and more practical but less efficiency. And in positive is it has more specific work output. So these are the things about simple Rankine cycle. Again I will have to derive the efficiency for this. I'll derive the efficiency. First process 1 to 2. Which process? One to two. It is isentropic process, that is work done in the turbine. So in terms of turbine work, Wt is equal to H1 minus H2. This is same. Second process 2 to 3, heat rejected because it is condenser. So Qs Qr is equal to heat rejected. Heat rejected is H2 minus H3. Already we know this. So pump work 3 to 4, that is Wp. Wp is pump work, that is H4 minus H3. Next is 4 to 1. We are not considering intermediate 0.5 because as soon as it enters the boiler, heat addition starts. This is also a heat addition only is considering. Only point what I am saying is this curve is shown such that in boiler it is not maintaining isentropic process. That is only the thing. So 4 to 1, this is heat addition. Sorry, this is heat addition. H1 minus H4. Right. So in the pump work, this is H4 minus H3, or we have one more formula for calculating pump work. If enthalpies are not known, we know that point at 3, BF3. F is for fluid, means PB minus PC. PB means boiler pressure. So here I want to explain once again. This is P3 is equal to P2 is equal to PC. PC means it is condenser pressure. 2 to 3 is condenser and 4 to 1 is boiler. So this is PB, which is equal to P4 is equal to P5 is equal to P1. So this is a boiler pressure and this is condenser pressure. So now we'll derive the this one efficiency. We know that Rankine cycle neta R is equal to W net divided by Qs. So W net is how much? W net is work done by the turbine minus work required to the run the pump, that is Wp minus divided by Qs. So Wt is H1 minus H2 minus Wp is H4 minus H3 divided by H1 minus H4. Still more simplify, like Carnot cycle, you can just simplify that and you can write like this. You just do the mathematical modifications. So this will give us a efficiency of Rankine cycle. Right. So do you understood? So this is PV and HS diagram. Here whatever pressure is of 4 to 1. 4 to 1 is boiler. So boiler is pressure is PB. 2 to 3 is condenser. This is condenser pressure, that is P2 is equal to P3 is equal to PC. So condenser pressure and boiler pressure plays an important role in the efficiency improvement or decrement. So later on we are going to see effect of pressure, boiler pressure and condenser pressure, effect of these two pressures on the efficiency of Rankine cycle. So now we have one small point, just I will go for that. That point is Rankine cycle with the superheating. Right. CF. This is sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This portion superheating. Right. So I want to just make you to understand what is the condition of fluid. Which fluid is flowing here? Water is flowing. So where it is water, where it is steam, where it is dry steam, and I want to tell everything here only. So WT, this is turbine, this is condenser, this is pump, this is boiler, right? So you should understand where what is the condition of the water it is. See here, when I will take this as a point, before that if I join like this with a dotted, it becomes again a simple Rankine cycle. So at this point it is a dry steam, means dryness fraction is equal to 1. What is dryness fraction? Dryness fraction is how much amount of, suppose if I take 1 kg of steam, in that if it is fully 100% steam with no water particles, then it is called as dry steam, right? If you take that dry steam which is at 0.6, again you heat it, it becomes superheating. So if you want to find out properties of superheating, you have a different chart in the steam table. So when it enters the turbine, either it is in the form of superheating or it is in the terms of dry steam. So here if anyone asks you what is the inlet fluid media, that is it is in the form of dry steam or it is in the form of superheated steam, then it goes in the turbine and it comes out at 2. Here it is in the form of wet steam. Wet steam means what? Mixture of water particles and vapor. So this is the condition of the wet steam here. At 3 it is in the form of liquid. Purely it is liquid. Here little bit heated liquid. Heated liquid means increased temperature. It is also in the form of liquid. I cannot say heated, but temperature is increased. So here also it is in the form of liquid only. But when it comes here, it is in the form of superheated steam. So whenever you are taking this one, so in the steam table also you should look wet steam at the point 2. You should take the properties of wet steam only. At point this 6 you have to take the dry steam properties only. Superheated steam you should go for superheated tables. Liquid you should go for HF only. Here you should go for HFG. Right. So these things I will explain while numerical while we are solving numericals. So in this problem, this simple Rankine with superheating, you can take the heading. Right. Here superheating is done from 6 to 1. It is superheated. Means increasing the temperature of dry steam, which is up to certain level. So maximum we can increase highest practical temperature at the steam inlet we can achieve is around 650 degree Celsius. So 650 degree Celsius we can achieve at the, suppose here at the this point around 600 degree, we can increase up to 50 degree and reach the superheated steam, and above that also, right? More practical is 650. So next I will go for the comparison. Just this is very important from the exam point of view. Comparison of Carnot and vapor power cycle. Just I'll draw a in single HS diagram. I'll try to draw in single HS diagram. I'll draw the both, and so that easily we can compare. Right. Usually, water takes this nature of phase changing. Whenever if I see any point at this point, it is liquid. It is at the phase changing from liquid to vapor. Here completely it is vapor. So during these phase only, whatever we want to change the temperature, decrease the temperature, increase the temperature, whatever we want to act, we have to act within this limit only. So within this limit I can draw the this one TS diagram for this one comparison purpose. Straight. One, two, three, four, five. This is already I said. What is this? Turbine. This is boiler. So heat addition. Here heat rejection. Here pump work. WP. So friends, from this, which is Rankine cycle here, which is having a rectangular section. Rectangular section is 1, 2, 5, 4 is a rectangular section. Just I will write for your understanding cycle. So to be more clear, path, heat input and heat, sorry, work done. Work done. So Rankine cycle and Carnot cycle. Just I will write here. What is Rankine cycle? Rankine cycle is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 is Rankine cycle. What is Carnot cycle? 1, 2, 5, 4 is this path, and this is the Rankine cycle, this is Carnot cycle. So heat input area. So area heat input is area. I'll just specify this area. This is C, D, B, E. Area. This area is named as C. This area is D. This area is E. This area is B. So heat input is B plus C plus D plus E. Here area is C plus B. For Carnot cycle, it is C plus D. Only C plus D is input. Extra input is for Rankine cycle. B and E. This B and E. This is E. Right. So work done is how much? Area work done is here only B plus Rankine cycle B plus C, and this area is only C. Right. So this from this heat input is taken, more heat input is for Rankine cycle and more less in heat input for this one C plus D. This is for Carnot cycle. Work done also you observe. Work done is, what is work done? The area in a closed curves. So this is the closed curve for Rankine cycle B plus C, and the closed curve for Carnot cycle is C. So this is how we have to compare. In Rankine cycle, and what is our work of condenser? Here I said it is a condenser. Condenser is to convert complete steam to liquid. But in the Rankine cycle you see this. So this curve, if I touch this curve, this is liquid curve. This is vapor curve. So here it is vapor. It is condensing here. From here to here it should convert to liquid, but here only it is stopping. Means partially it is converting into the liquid. So this is the drawback of Carnot cycle. But Rankine cycle, it is coming and reaching here, and it is completely converting that steam into liquid, because pump can only lift the liquid phase. It cannot lift the mixture two phase liquids. It cannot lift. So here it is more practical. See here, undergoes complete condensation, whereas Carnot cycle steam partial condensation. Rankine cycle cannot be used with any type of steam, whereas Carnot cycle can be used with only wet steams. So here, so these are the some points I have written. Carnot cycle gives maximum efficiency, but if you see the efficiency, Carnot cycle is having more efficiency, but Rankine cycle is having less efficiency. But in case of work output, more work output is of Rankine, less work output is of Carnot. So this is how you have to compare and list this area, path and work done, so that it will be more clear for understanding the things. So I hope this is clear to you. If any doubts, please call me back and ask through the medias. Thank you.